coming out of wrapping paper. Welcome Maotrons. So in today's video I'm gonna get a little Christmassy and I'm going to be doing a wrapping paper look. So if you have been on my channel then you know that every year except for last year because I was moving in December. Fun stuff. This time I moved in October, so I have some time to prepare for Christmas. Woo! Anyways, so I am going to be doing a wrapping paper look, and if you've been here then you know that I've done a few of these, but today's look is actually going to be a little bit weird. Not that any of them are normal, but I'm going to be doing like a gingerbread skull-ish looking thing coming out of the wrapping paper, and the more I say that out loud, the weirder it sounds, so I hope it looks okay. Let's just get started.
Alright, so the first thing I did was grab a white eyeliner pencil, much like I always do, and I kind of sketched out the design. I wanted it to be very, very ripped up, obviously, and I wanted it to go down my neck. I also added a spot in the middle of the chest just to give it more, like, I don't know, character, I guess? Once that was done, I actually took a Elmer's glue stick and I went ahead and blocked out my eyebrows because I don't really want my eyebrows on the wrapping paper side or the gingerbread side because, you know, neither of them have eyebrows. Then I went back into the white eyeliner pencil and I actually sketched out the design I was kind of going for. So I wanted a mint eyeball, and then I wanted gumdrop teeth, and I was also going to add some frosting to it so it made it look like I had, you know, like frosting designs that gingerbreads have. I don't know. Taking a light brown body paint from Mehron, I went ahead and filled in the whole gingerbread section except for the bottom portion of my jaw because I decided to fill that in later so I didn't get confused. Then once that was filled in, I actually took a like reddish brown color of eyeshadow and I went around all of the gingerbread sections, like where the mint would be sitting on top of the gingerbread or where the wrapping paper would be sitting on top of the gingerbread to start a shadow effect. And I wanted to do this first so that when I went on the other parts of like the wrapping paper or the mint itself, it would give it that like crisp, clean look. And I went with a reddish tone so that it looked more warm, more like a baked cookie would. And I just fluffed it out and, you know, did what I did. I also went over where the frosting section will be, where I will be adding a white line. That way it would kind of be feathered out. I also took a darker brown almost a body paint, a darker brown eyeshadow and kind of fluffed it in there as well, but didn't drag it out quite as far. This was just to add some more depth and dimension to that shadowing that I wanted. Then I took that light brown body paint again and filled in the rest of the gingerbread face, and I also dragged it down my neck because I would have to do that anyway, so why not do it now? I guess I could have filled in the chest piece right then too, but I didn't. Then of course I went back into both of those brown eyeshadows and kind of just did the same thing on that bottom section, but now you can see how I was trying to separate it so I didn't get confused. And if you see my mouth moving a lot, I am singing along to music as well as getting phone calls for some reason. I was just popular that day, I guess. Once I think that looked pretty good, I actually took a very light tan colored eyeshadow, almost like a foundation, and I actually used it to highlight my cheek and my jawline so that it kind of gave it a little bit more of a pop. Then taking a stipple sponge and a dark brown body paint from Mehron, I stippled it all over that cookie section so it had that cookie texture, especially for like a gingerbread. I also went into a little bit of white body paint as well and stippled on like highlight points. Then going into different colors, and I don't know why I was out of frame here. I guess I didn't check before I started painting and I think I'm hunching a little bit. But I took green, red, blue, yellow, and pink and orange, I believe, body paint. I don't know if I said orange or not. And I went around and filled in the gumdrop teeth. And then I went back into those brown eyeshadows to add more shadowing around the gumdrops, as well as adding the like shadowing where the frosting's gonna make that tooth pattern. What am I saying? Gum pattern? I don't know. You'll see. If I ever get back into frame, that is. Then taking a stipple sponge, I took white and put it all over the gumdrops because gumdrops have that like white speckle of sugar all over it. So that's what I did with that. I really like the gumdrops for some reason. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Then going into white and with a detailed brush, but not being detailed, I want it to look blotchy and not perfect because frosting doesn't when you decorate with it. And just putting that over where I wanted it to be, so around the gumdrops and up the little gum line. And I also filled in the nose section because I decided that the best look for this would be if you made the nose out of frosting, I guess. And because I had the white out, I went ahead and filled in the eye where the peppermint eyeball will be. And once I let that dry a little bit, I actually went into some red body paint and started doing the little swirlies of the peppermint. And I started with just really small lines and then worked them up to make them look bigger. Then I went into a little bit of black eyeshadow and I just kind of deepened up some of the shadows, especially right there where my eyelashes are, so my eyelashes actually blend in better. And you can see them on the phone again. And then I also just added a little bit around where that wrapping paper will be on top of it, just to give it like the illusion that it's a little bit deeper, but I don't add too much black because too much black will make it look not good. Taking the white eyeliner pencil again, I'm actually adding more lines, and these are going to be where the paper is like folding backwards. Taking a medium, like a bright blue almost color, I'm going to be filling in the other side of my face. I decided to go with blue. It's the same blue that I used for the gumdrop on the teeth. I kind of thought that maybe it'd look good if it was the same color. I don't really know what I was thinking. I just wanted blue, so I went with blue. And I filled it in. Then once that looks good, I'm taking a white body paint again and I'm adding some stripes. I'm making them pretty far apart from each other because I'm going to be adding some stuff in the middle. They're not perfect because it wouldn't be perfect if you wrapped somebody with a weird shaped head, It just wouldn't be perfect. So I didn't try to make it perfect, which was nice, I guess. I probably could have been better than I did it, but whatever. Keeping that white out, I made some stars / snowflake shapes. I'm not really sure what shape you would call that. I just added them randomly around. I didn't have any rhyme or reason for their placement. I just wanted it to look as much of a pattern as I could, but yeah. Keeping that white out, I added some dots all over, some small, some big, just kind of filling in that empty space. Once that looks pretty good, I took a dark blue eyeshadow and went around all the edges where the paper is going to be folding up. And my blue wasn't too noticeable, but it was the darkest blue that I had. So because I felt like it needed a little bit more depth, I actually went into a deep dark purple-y blue color of eyeshadow and just went in even more. And then grabbing a smidgen of black, I did the same thing I did on the other side and just kind of deepened up some of the shadows, but not too much. Next I took even more white body paint and I filled in that part where the paper is going to be folding back. And then once I think that looks good, I dipped into a small amount of black and added some shadowing around where it would be like folding or it's overlapping each other, but not overdoing it because I still want it to look like it's sitting above everything else. Then once that's done, I grabbed that brown color again and filled in that chest piece. Like I said, I could have done it before. I don't know why I waited, but there you go. I'm filling in the chest piece now. And then doing the same step as I did before, I am going to be taking that reddish brown color and then shadowing around the whole open piece. And grabbing some darker brown and shadowing it even more. And then of course grabbing a little bit of black eyeshadow and shadowing it even more. Taking that stipple sponge again, I'm going to be adding the same texture with the dark brown and white body paint. And then grabbing that same blue body paint I used on the top, I'm going to be filling in the rest of my body. And of course I also shadowed around the rips with the different eyeshadow, the blue and purple and black eyeshadow. And I filled in the ripped parts with a small amount of black eyeshadow to give it that depth. Taking the white body paint, I'm going to be adding the detailing of the lines. I messed up in a few places, but I just went over it with the blue later on to fix it. And then of course adding the snowflakes / stars. And then going in with some dots all over, just like I did on the face, because obviously you want it to match. And then I'm going to be filling in the rips with the same white. And then other than that, I'm done. And I hope you guys enjoyed this little Christmas look I did with wrapping paper once again. I actually really enjoy this one because it's kind of weird, but that's okay. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you'd like to be notified of any other time I upload. Please be sure to hit that bell, and yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!